Hello, hello. I have finished the first of my envelope journals. I still have another one which is not quite finished. It will be finished tomorrow and I will video that. This is the same size as the bird journals I did. These were the last two of the really heavy duty document wallet envelopes that I had. And it is 22 centimetres, which is 8.5 inches, by 16.5 centimetres, which is 6.5 inches. There is mainly tea stained, some coffee stained paper in here, a couple of pieces of paper that were gifted to me in Happy Mail. I've used, it's sewn around, and I've used wallflower, Tim Holtz wallflower on the front, and there is a little piece of canvas, it's calico actually, and a book plate on the front, and you can obviously slot in whatever you want into there. I've used seam binding as a closure. This one is not overly embellished. The other one is going to be more embellished than this one. It's already probably about the same, but it's going to be a little bit more embellished. I've got a little file folder in here, and there's two tiny little stamp tags. I do love that toadstool. And here is some little skinny tags with an acorn stamp on there. Just a little embellishment from one of my kits, and there is a paper clip on here that will obviously come off and can be put anywhere in the journal. That lovely idea from Jibid. This is a vintage paper from a planner. I'm not sure how vintage it is. I think I was given that in Happy Mail. There's a little paper clip here with a little floral embellishment from one of my kits. There's some paper tabs, some trim, a vintage book page. I love this fabric. It's a really sheer kind of, I think it's maybe a chiffon. And I've stamped a butterfly onto that. This was a piece of tea or coffee stain paper I got in some Happy Mail. I think that came from the lovely Liza. Hi Liza. I have my version of the tags made by Wend'y, and I made a little cardboard stamp to just put some lines on the back there. I've used a cream cardstock and stitched around. That's a book page. Little fabric tab, a tiny little embellished pocket there. I've just popped in one of the little embellishments there. It can be put somewhere into the journal. I do love this idea. This one I've backed onto a little piece of that chiffon, and this is some vintage ledger paper. This is one of the envelopes I made. I'm not sure if this is one I made on camera or if one I've made since, but it's one of the little, it's got a pocket there with a vellum printed image from my entomology kit. This is a little envelope, and in this one, this is some really gorgeous kind of cardstock paper that came from a photo album, and the protection sleeves are actually a handmade paper. It's absolutely gorgeous. I don't know if you can see that. It's almost like the spider web paper. And then in there is there are two little specimens that I've put some of the homemade washi tape on to hold those in. Actually, the leaf is semi-glued into place, but the daisy isn't. That's what's in there. And then in here, there's some more of that paper from that photo album. I've just made a little tag, and there's a little bird stamp on there and some lines on the back. So there's not tons of embellishments in here. This is the another paper that I was gifted by, I'm sure it's Liza again. Gorgeous papers. This is one of the little tuck spots from one of my kits, and I've just popped in some plain journaling cards in each of these little pockets, and they get bigger as you go back. This is from one of my, I think I've got 4 shorthand books, different sizes. This is kind of the medium size one. Popped a little bit of trim along the edge, paper along the edge, torn there. There's another one of those large journaling tags in a sewn pocket. It's another one of the paper clips, tag paper clips I made. I don't know if I made these on camera either. These are the bigger ones. Vintage book page trim. This is the other half of the envelope, and in here there I've got one of the little entomology onto the die cuts, and in this side there is another little flip out, and this time it's an image from a kit with some stamping on the back, but there's lines on the back of there again. There's a rose charm. Another little bead dangle. This is some vintage notebook paper. So like I said, it's quite plain, not overly embellished, and in the back here this is just a belly band that it slides into, but this is a notebook. It's a traveller's notebook size, so it can go into a traveller's notebook, and in here at the front there are, or in the pockets, there are 10 stamped tags. So they are all from the entomology, Tim Holtz entomology stamp set, and so they go into the front of the notebook. So like I said, this is not overly embellished. There's little bead dangles there. I hope I have been in frame and the lighting is good enough. The one coming tomorrow, like I said, it's very similar, but it's slightly more embellished. There's more tags and things inside. I've just got to finish a few bits of that off, but I thought I'd do the video for this one today. I will probably put this in my Etsy store tomorrow once the other one is finished, but if you are interested, please do send me a message via Etsy and I could let you know about prices and things like that. So that's all for today. I will be back tomorrow, hopefully with another tutorial and the second journal, and I will see you all soon. Thanks again. Bye.